Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Frozen Oil. I'm Rich, and today we have a special guest, super fan and cousin, Wayne. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you, Richie.
Today's episode, we're going to be going over two things. Number one, we're going to do a quick recap of Game 2 versus the Vancouver Canucks in the second round of the playoffs. And we're also going to look forward to Game 3. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get into this. We're going to just get into the scoring summary here really quick. So in the first period, Elias Pettersson gets a nice pass from JT Miller, and they score an easy one-timer. Yeah, beautiful pass. Easy one-timer. They went on the power. That was a power play goal, by the way, for the Canucks, and they take a 1-0 lead. Shortly after that, Leon Draisaitl scores a beautiful goal, a feed from McDavid, and on the power play as well, so they continue the hot power play. How about that power play? It's
best ever.
It's
the best ever.
It's the best ever, and it's just like, it seems to me that other teams cannot even come close to duplicating that.
Well, you definitely don't want to be taking penalties against the Oilers. So if you do, you're flirting with fire there. It's almost 50%.
100%. So on to the second period. Brock Besser does a tip-in. Skinner thinks it's coming high, and it deflects low and goes through his legs. Unfortunate goal for the Oilers.
Nothing he could do about that.
Yeah,
that's good deflection.
Tough goal to stop for sure. At that point, the Canucks are ahead again. It's 2-1. And then Matthias Ekholm comes in, ties the game with a snapshot. Beautiful goal. Puck kind of caromed out to him in front of the net, and he shelves it top corner and ties the game again at 2. So the Oilers are answering.
Quick response. Great to see. Digging in deep. Excellent shot. Love to see it.
Of course. Then Zadorov comes in, and this is the part again where the days of past start to come into your head with the goaltending and some of these weird, odd goals. Nikita Zadorov comes in and takes what looks like a harmless wrist shot from almost the icing line and from the boards, and somehow it goes in. That makes it 3-2 Vancouver.
He meant to do that. It's a good shot by Zadorov. You got to give him credit. It's not a guy that would ever dream about doing that, but he beat Skinner clean. He should have had it. Let's call a spade, but give him credit. It was a lucky shot. He got a good shot. He meant to do it, but if you try that 100 times, he's not doing it more than once. So
I'm in complete agreement with you there. We'll get into that later. Then we get to the third period. And at this point in the game, I'm saying to myself, this is where champions are born. You're down 3-2. Game 2, you're down 1-0 in the series. Who has to come alive? And it's nobody but Nick Jesus. It's Ice Jordan coming down, and he springs for a breakaway. He does about 50,000 stick handles, and that goalie's not stopping it, and he ties the game at 3.
How about the play to poke it free first from Myers there before that to get loose. Then when he's loose, of course, no one's catching him. But
he's the best player ever.
Best player. He's even if he's not the best player ever, he's the most exciting to watch.
Ever.
He's top 5 ever. Maybe by the time he's done, he will be the best ever. Right?
So we get to overtime. Evan Bouchard comes in, takes what seemed to be a pass, either Hyman or McDavid backdoor, and goes off a stick and goes in, and that was it. The Oilers take the game.
The best part about that was he didn't make us wait, an agonizing 1 or 2 overtimes, or even late until the first overtime. It was perfect. We'll take the deflection. It was great. Get it on net. I think he was trying to pass it to Hyman actually there, because Hyman was in the area.
But yeah, he was waiting back door for sure. So we had a backup there.
Thankfully, Cole put it in for us and made sure, and that became the biggest goal of the season. So
So great game. Both teams played super hard. You know, the Canucks are coming to play. They're hitting. Oilers are hitting. This is playoff hockey. It's so exciting to watch. Doesn't matter who you're a fan of. And one thing I wanted to focus on was after that goal went in, the celebration. Hyman goes directly to Bouchard and gives him a huge hug. You hear him yelling. Then he gets mobbed by the rest of the Oilers. When the rest of the team comes, it's in slow motion. They're so happy. I was so happy for Kaner as well in there. But the funny thing is, if you look here, and he's coming wide and he shoots this puck right there, it goes in. Now you can see McDavid, he's going behind the net. And then he's coming here, and all of a sudden, Draisaitl's coming to the celebration. He goes right by Bouchard, and he gives McDavid a hug while Bouchard's getting mobbed by the team. And then you can see in the background right here, McDavid and Draisaitl hugging and skating by slowly in the background. It's so cool to watch. The boys deserve it. They deserved that win. They fought hard in the first game. The wheels fell off, obviously, in the third period. They came back today in a must-win situation. And again, this is how champions are born. You got to fight through these hard situations. When you're down, claw back and get the job done. So Oilers take it 4-3 in overtime. So that's it for the Game 2 recap. The boys played awesome. Loved the celebration at the end especially. Now let's look forward to Game 3.
Keep playing the way they were playing in Vancouver, because both games they played great. They happened to blow Game 1, obviously, but both games they played fantastic. If they keep playing that way and not trying to do too much, I think we'll be okay with our crowd.
Yeah, definitely with Henrique coming back into that game and kind of getting that same lineup against that we faced against the Kings. The defensive structure was definitely better this time around. Again, a couple of unfortunate goals, one the tip in and one the shot from the corner. But all in all, I agree. I think they got to play the same kind of game, and that's playoff hockey. It's going to be close games. There's not going to be blowouts. But I will say this. I think Skinner is going to be a lot more comfortable, knock on wood. He's going to be playing at home, and he's going to have the crowd behind him. He's got that win under his belt, and my prediction is that Skinner is going to have, not that he didn't have a good rebound game, but he's going to have a huge rebound game for Game 3.
You've been pretty good with predictions lately.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Speaking of that, if you didn't see my Game 2 prediction video, I predicted the score of the game as well as McDavid scoring. So like I said, I just have a feeling I'm doing this for I want to have this documented, this run for the Cup. I'm so passionate about this team, and I truly feel this is the year. So
we all hope you're right.
Excited for that. All right, so that's going to bring us to the end of this video, but we did save the best part for last. Wayner, I know you're such a diehard Oiler fan. I've experienced it myself, so let's tell the viewers how you got the first ever, I mean, this jersey should be in the Oiler Hall of Fame, because this is the first ever printed Oilers McDavid jersey. Tell us how you got this jersey.
Non-verified, of course, but I don't see how anything could be before this one. But so I just happened to be going to a lot of games that year. It was obviously a rough year. It was during a decade of darkness, and I was kind of like all other fans that year. We were kind of disappointed with what we were seeing on the ice, so I just took it upon myself to kind of continue to go to the games, but kind of go in protest. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go get an Oilers jersey, and I'm going to get McDavid printed on it. Then later on, of course, the draft lottery, and actually on top of that day, very fantastic day for me. My youngest was born that day, and I had a daughter born that day. So I was in the hospital that day and came home to draft lottery on, because it could be the biggest night of the year for the Oilers. And sure enough, gets down to the pick, and we won. Of course, I go crazy like many of you.
We flipped the gold card. Everybody remembers that gold card.
Everyone remembers what they were doing that night, and I'm like, of course, on cloud 9, greatest night of my life. And this guy calls me up and says, "You're the only one in the city with a McDavid jersey right now. So like, we got to go celebrate." So I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I am." So
we went down to Jasper Avenue here in Edmonton. Obviously, if anyone's watching from out of town, we went down to Jasper Avenue, and we went from, restaurant to restaurant, just walking in, cheering. I had a McDavid Team Canada Junior photo with me, and we were walking around, and we were so happy. And the reason why we felt that excitement and the reason why we were so happy is because of moments like yesterday when he scored that breakaway goal. We felt the moments to come. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. Wayner, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
Thanks for having me.
So much fun. Looking forward to Game 3.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, go Oilers, go!